Hey, what's going on, guys? B here, and today I want to do a video on everything attacking. So we've got a lot of big RVRs coming up, and I've noticed it seems like quite a bit's changed in the last couple of weeks in terms of who you should attack, how to attack them, and all that. So we're going to try to figure out the best way to attack people these days, uh, and just attacking tactics in general. So that's the plan for this video. But first, let's talk about some of the new things that have happened in the last couple of days. We've got a whole bunch of new events. So there was a blog post just recently talking about important changes. I guess that's a good place to start. Important updates for your empire. So one thing they gave us this week too is we had 5-star monster realm bosses back. And they switched up the Magitech converter, so now you can get a guaranteed legendary or the guaranteed mythic 5-star monsters. The downside is you need a ton of the materials for it, and unless you were leveling up your heroes on the boss, you probably didn't get the materials. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to save up. Hopefully the 5-star monsters will be back. Monsters. Hopefully the 5-star monsters. Hopefully the 5-star monsters will be back, and then we can finally get enough materials to craft 5-star legendary if you don't have one already. I don't have any yet. I'm way behind, guys. I'm struggling with that. So yeah, so we have that now. Now we don't have to hatch a million eggs and then hope to get lucky in one of them. We can just save up the materials for the 5 stars. That's cool. We got new time events. So if you've noticed this last week, there's been way more events. There's always like 5, 6, 7 events going on, which is pretty cool. Means, if you're grinding, if you're doing all the hour-long events, if you're hitting the monsters at the right time, if you are gathering resources at the right time, training troops, you can get quite a bit of free stuff. It's always good to get points, and it's easier to score the tier 3 in the multi-day event with all these extra events if you're playing a lot. So that's cool. They're hooking up the grinders. We also got Munster and Astral March presets, and these are kind of cool. I was able to get the Munster preset, but not the Astral one. I didn't bother trying to get the Astral one, but it's basically you have your March presets here, and you can set them up. I think mine I got from leveling up my VIP. You get these presets. There's other ways to get them too, but I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head how you get them. But notice there's 2 tabs up here. So we got troops and then monsters. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. Before you had to, every attack, you'd have to go and scroll down to the monster you want and then check it. But now you can just set your preset, set your favorite 2 monsters or 3 monsters, and you're set, along with your troops, of course. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And that was a free event. It was like a 24-hour event that you just had to destroy enough T7 and T8 troops to get that. Hopefully they'll bring it back for those who didn't play while it was active. But yeah, so there's that one. I mean, they've been doing all kinds of cool events, and some of them are pretty decent. I mean, look at like this one. Pretty much anybody can do this. Like, you don't have to spend any money or anything. You just have to craft some riveter gear or do a bunch of VIP quests or guild helps. Pretty much everybody should be able to do this, and it's a free 100,000 hero MP and mercenary rations. That's not bad for just takes what, 20-30 minutes. But yeah, they've been doing a lot of stuff. Also these sign events. This one's a gather one. I've seen training ones. A lot of them, they come with contracts, teleports, some good stuff. So I would, if you're on and you got nothing else to do, they're not bad events to do. A couple things that I have forgot to talk about. Oh, well, we can show you guys the converter and the new monster. We'll do that. In the special tab, if you scroll down, you can see here's the 4-star eggs, and these at the very bottom are the eternal 5-star eggs. And so we got this Reaper Tail monster. We'll check that out. We'll have to go to the monster farm to look at it. But if you noticed, to craft the 5-star eggs, They take different amounts for different eggs. So we were right, the drop rate isn't the same. It's harder to get the Carla Boss than it is to get some of the other ones. And then the new one seems like it's the toughest by far. So let's see if we can find these 5-star. So we got the Kuja. Here's the Reaper Tails. So we got a 5-star Reaper Tail now. And oh, it doesn't let us see what it is. But I'm pretty sure it was Warrior Attack and then Troop Armor. So a really good one to get in the future. Hopefully we can get it, but I didn't bother going for it because it was just going to take way too many attacks, and I knew I wasn't going to get it this event. I figured I probably wouldn't even get it if we got that event 3 more times. So I didn't even bother. I'm going to get that Carla Boss first. Yes, what else is going on? We had a couple new things also. Oh, the monster's back, the Moogle Market monster. And we can go through the tabs here. Now, one thing I was trying to figure out, what is a level 2 essence? Does anybody know what a level 2 essence means? Or is that just, yeah, a level 2 essence? I'm not sure what level 2 means. If we're going to need level 2 essence in the future, maybe? I don't know. But for now, I'm going to avoid these. They're kind of costly, whatever they are. And moving on, everything else is the same from last event. I think, yeah, everything else is the same. So what I did is I'm going to max out the Hero XP. I guess I already did that. And then I'm going to max out the Elemental Gem Chests. And those are the 2 I'm going to focus on. Everything else is... Now, the Shiva Empowerment Sigils and Leviathan Empowerment Sigils are a really good deal if you don't have your Shiva or Leviathan leveled up. And the blueprints, you know, if you don't have your Astral Shrine leveled up yet, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and get the blueprints now, because we know they change up the drops in this event every once in a while, and this might be our last chance to ever get the Astral Shrine blueprints. Like a lot of you guys know, we're trying to... Tons of people have been waiting to level up their Mythic Forge, their Mercenary Fighting Pits, and like the Commander's Hall, and we haven't got a monster in a while that allows us, like a Moogle Market event in a while, that we can get those blueprints. See, and we used to have those regularly, so you got to be careful. Get the blueprints while you need them, and while they're here. That's what I would recommend. Oh, something else that's happened. I don't think I ever talked about Ravus's Limit Break skill. So let's do that really fast. Ravus's Limit Break skill is available. You need to get them, you know, again, up to 150 something. Get these to level 9, and then you can get that Limit Break. So 152, you should have enough Mastery skill points. And this one's cool. It sacrifices troop HP for troop attack. So you lose 35,000 troop HP, but you gain a bunch of troop attack. And just looking at it, that's not a very good skill at Limit Break level 1, but it starts scaling up, and it's by level 3 and level 4, it's a really, really good skill. Like, you get almost twice as much attack per HP once it's leveled up. But until you level it up, like even level 1's kind of sad, only 5,000 extra attack. And especially, you know, I like troop attack too, or I like troop HP, so sacrificing HP for attack and only getting 5,000 more is not very good. But again, as you leveled up, this skill gets a lot better. So yeah, that's Ravus's Limit Break skill. And I think it's an enchantment for, what is it, an accessory? An accessory enchantment. So it's an accessory enchantment. Yeah, so it's kind of a cool skill, I guess. Like you could probably find a good way to apply that skill. Yeah, there's probably a really good way, good time to use that skill. But I think that's pretty much it for the new events. Oh, we did have a new... oh, something else I mentioned in the blog is they're upgrading the titles, and they're going to do a lot more title events. So they did do an Ignis Champion event. I was able to take first on this one, really just because I grinded so hard on the when we had the Bandit Invasion, that my MP recovery is so good now that I was able to pretty much take down this event. I didn't spend anything. I did have probably 10 levels of Ignis saved up, XP and medals that I hadn't used in a while. I've just been storing them up on the Moogle events, pretty much waiting for something like this. So I was able to get this this title, I think I said metal earlier, it's a title. The cool thing about it is the 75% max MP multiplier, and then the fire 25% fire troop attack multiplier versus ice troops. Not many people have ice troops, so it's kind of a, you know, I guess that would be pretty good holding the crystal because, well, no, people don't really attack the crystal with ice troops anymore, do they? They might. Some people might still attack the crystal with ice troops, in which case, if you're holding the crystal with fire troops, that would be pretty cool. But I'm going to pay attention. I would keep checking your events because I'm sure this will be back. And one thing that I did for the event is attacking the level 6 monsters is what gives you the most points in the event. Like attacking level 5s is decent, but the higher level monster you attack at 6 is the highest that you get points for. You I think 20,000 per attack, and that's a lot better in points per MP ratio attacking the level 6. So I would just look around for the Carlo bosses, like this guy here, and I would max attack them or attack them whenever they pop up. And it seems like they would respawn at 26 minutes past the hour. So it's important to try to, I don't know if that's always going to be like that, but for us, they would respawn at 26 minutes past the hour. I would attack them by 30 minutes past the hour. You couldn't find them. They were all dead. So you kind of have to play the, you gotta be paying attention. I would observe, see when they respawn, and typically it seems to respawn in intervals, right? And for these guys, it's 26 minutes past the hour. At least it was for that event, and that's why I was able to win. I would just let my MP recover, and then at 26 minutes past, I would log in, find them fast, attack. I would even speed up to get to them so nobody else would kill it before I could get there and waste my MP. And that's how I did it. Pretty straightforward. Worked out well. You know, you probably to win those title events, you're gonna have to be leveling up your hero or have crazy MP recovery or the choose your MP item saved up. But yeah, so let's dive into attacking these days. So where to begin? So I guess we could talk kind of a little bit about the history of attacking in this game. Probably the biggest thing in attacking is knowing who you can and can't attack. And that's a lot more difficult than it used to be. It used to be you could look at their Citadel level, you could look at their power, and you could look at their gear, and you could have a good sense of if you can attack them or not. It used to be those were the three things, but as the game's evolved, there's so many other features. Now we have Astrals to worry about, we've got gems to worry about, we've got hidden gear to worry about, we've got mastery skill points, we got expansions. There's a lot of things that don't increase their power all that much that make them a lot stronger. And there's tons of buffs, there's enchantments. It's tough to tell how strong somebody is. So what I recommend doing is I would attack them with your Astral. If you don't have an Astral at this stage in the game, in the age of elementals and potentially 100 million troop capacity, yeah, it's definitely, you're going to want an Astral. But I would attack with the Astral first. I would get a sense of how much survives on the Astral, and that's really the best way to gauge how strong somebody is. You can look at their power, you can try to scout them. Hopefully, that's always the first thing I would do is scout them, but most people have anti-scout on. But yeah, so scout them, go ahead and check and see if they have anti-scout. Sometimes you'll catch them off guard. That's probably the best way to see how strong somebody is. At least you can see what troops they have. But just looking at somebody's profile, you can look at their power, and you can get some sense, but power is really deceiving these days, and so is Citadel level. I've seen Citadel 60s stronger and have more attack power, better setups than Citadel 80s. So you really just got to try to get to the bottom of what they have. And you can look at their Citadel level, you can look at their power, you can look at their gear, but you know, gear doesn't give all that much power these days. Like most people's power comes from their monsters defending, from their troops and troop composition, and from their, if they have Iris or their mastery skill points. And the good thing is you can kind of tell somebody's mastery skill points based on their power. Like you can get a sense if they're really high power, that means they either have a ton of troops or really leveled up heroes, or both. So you can kind of gauge that way. But in terms of attacking, I would just attack with your Astral, and you don't even need to send fire troops or any elemental troops. I would just attack with your Astral, and then just a normal T7 troop. So if you're attacking with Leviathan, I would send cavalry troops. If you're attacking with Shiva, you could go mages. If you're attacking with the new Ifrit, I think is how you pronounce it, or Ifrit, Efrit, I think it's Efrit. It's kind of strange how you pronounce it. It's not how I would think to pronounce it, but let's say Efrit for now. I would just attack, yeah, so with Efrit, you'd want to send warriors. And I would just do that, no hero in the first march, unless you're confident you can take them. And just see if any of your Astral HP survives. If your Astral comes home with over half HP, then you're safe, right? Then you know you could send your hero. You might want to keep checking their gear, make sure they're not switching out to like some really epic gear. I think I said gear doesn't matter all that much. I take that back. Actually, if they have the one gear set that makes a huge difference is the new Destiny gear. So it is worth seeing. If they have Destiny gear, you probably don't want to attack them. Like that Destiny gear is that good. Maybe you'd want to try to get a rally on them, or try anyway. I mean, go for it. But if they have the Destiny gear, that troop attack bonus against Astrals is going to eat through your Astral HP fast. So that's the first thing I'll do. Attack with your Astral. See if he survives. And if he survives with a decent chunk of health, you're probably safe to send your hero. Now, not guaranteed. Of course, they could swap out their gear. They could apply a bunch of enchantments, like Ariana's enchantment. So you gotta, and the bad thing, you can't see what enchantment somebody has. The only one you can see is if they have the Iris enchantment on their profile here. So it's definitely worth looking for that. Click their profile, see if they have the Iris enchantment, because if they have that, don't even bother. Their HP is going to be too insane to even attack. So that's the first thing I would do. The next thing is what kind of troops do you send? And I want to do, I'm going to do 4 attacks just to test something out. A lot of people were saying level 5 troops were glitched. So I want to get to the bottom of that and see if that's still the case. I know in the Bloodwrath realm it was. I didn't want to say it last video because I didn't want to alert the world to how good level 5 troops are. But let's see if they're still good. I'd be kind of curious. So we're going to do a series of attacks. We'll do level 5 warrior attack, level 7 warrior attack, level 5 fire troop attack, and then a level 7 fire troop attack. And we'll see which one does the best, or how they do. So we'll have to pull up. This is my this is the account I'll be attacking, Little Drone. So we'll have to look at this for the Thunderstrike. I'm going to get you one day, Thunderstrike, one day. But yeah, so we'll look at this. I need to rebuild the traps so it's the same every attack, and also we can see the battle reports here. So let's start with the level 5 warriors. Let's see how it goes. Well, actually, I don't want to send my Astral. It's one thing I don't want to do. So the cool thing about the new Astrals is they buff all your warriors and your fire troops, even if the Astral's not with them. So the only reason to send your Astral is if you want to do a little bit extra damage, because the Astral does damage himself, or if you want to try to get a return march, or it's sort of like a scout report. Like if you send your Astral and some HP survives, you can look at the battle report and see what the enemy has. But if nothing survives, if all your Astral HP goes, you can't see what they have. But that's probably the main reason to send an Astral, is to see what the person has, do a little extra damage, and to protect your hero if you're sending your hero. But no reason to sacrifice Astral HP right now, just for some tests. So again, we'll do a series of attacks. This is the level 5 warriors. We got a defense victory. It took out 12,000 traps. So I have warrior defending traps, the fire traps that are good against warriors. So we'll rebuild them and go again. So So it will be interesting to see how much better the level 7 troops do than the level 5 troops. And I'm really curious how much better level 7 troops are, or how much worse they are than level 5 fire. That'll be kind of fun to see. So here we go. This is level 7 warriors. And, oh, scored in the event. Score 35,000. So we took out about 3 times more traps with the level 7 troops. That's actually not that many more, right? Like 3 times more. Sounds like a lot, but you can train level 5 troops with gold. So, I mean, you can just send endless waves of level 5 troops and eventually eat through the traps if they're not online. Okay, let's keep going. And I've really upgraded traps. I think I've got 50,000 trap HP, or 500,000 trap HP. So a decent amount of trap HP. That's why we're having trouble eating through them. Let's go to the level 7. Oh, actually, let's do level 8 warriors. That'll be fun. Let's do level 8 warriors. See how that goes. Level 8 troops are pretty expensive to sacrifice, but, you know, let's do it anyway. Let's just see how much better level 8 is than 7. And I keep waiting. One of these days, we're going to get level 7 or level 8 elementals. How cool will that be? We'll have to hold off for it, though. Another victory, 51,000. So we got, it's not even twice as good as the level 7 troops. We did get survivors, though, with level 8. Nice. Survivors. So, yeah, that's cool. 51,000. I think this the last attack will send the Astral 2 and see how much better it does with the Astral. But before we do that, let's just keep going. Let's do the level 5 fire. And I'll be really curious to see how these guys do. Because fire troops have they get the, so level 5 troop will have a level 7 attack in theory against empires. And also I have tons of buffs for the fire elementals now. So it'll be interesting to see. They could pack a wall up. We'll find out though. 166,000. So and we got survivors. We had a bunch of survivors, and they killed way more. So level 5 fire elementals are better for attacking than level 8 warriors. That's crazy. If you have them buffed up like mine. If you have a leveled up effort, you're better off attacking with level 5 warriors. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty decent march, right? 166,000 traps killed. Like, that's way better. Let's look at the level 8 again. Wow, that's interesting. So I'm guessing that's just mostly from, I don't think they're broken anymore. Maybe they are broken, but I think that's probably just because they're twice as buffed as my normal troops, because I have the effort just skilled up like crazy. But let's keep going. We'll keep attacking. I guess we need to repair the traps fast. And let's keep going. So that's cool. Level 5 fire troops are better than level 8 warriors. That's interesting to know if you have effort leveled up. That's cool to know. Nice. That was a lot more interesting than I expected. So now let's do fire warriors. I've got 22 million, so I don't mind sacrificing them. Now it's over 4. Actually, it is. It's about 4. Well, yeah, it's over 4 times more expensive for the level 7 fire than the level 5 fire, because you need 4 times more fire along with the 3 other essences. So let's see how these guys did. Oh, we got a defeat for the first time. And so, okay, so they did fix the glitch with the level 5 troops. Level 7 are better. Quite a bit better, too. We got 337,000 compared to, so we got double, which is exactly what the level 7 troops did compared to level 5. Double traps killed. So double killed here, too. And almost twice as many survivors. Not quite twice as many survivors. So, actually, it is twice as many survivors. So does that mean that level 7 fire is twice as good as level 5 fire? I would say so. That's kind of cool. So yeah, definitely attacking with level 7 troops, fire troops is the way to go. Let's see. Oh, the last attack. Let's do one more and include Efrit and see how it goes. So this will be the last attack for this series. And let's go Fire Warriors, level 7. So let's see how much better we do with Efreet than we do without him. This will be kind of fun to see. And of course, this is without monsters and without hero. We're not really trying to, if we were really trying to do the most damage as possible, we'd attack with our good monsters and with hero. But for now, we're just trying to see what troop is best to use for attacks. And of course, it's going to be fire. It's going to be the higher level fire you can get, the better. Oh, this is interesting. So 456,000 killed compared to 337. So it did quite a bit more damage with him. Did we lose more or less? We lost 242, and we lost 248 without him. So, but we did do quite a bit more damage. So what that means is he packs a wallop. Let's do one. Actually, we're going to do one more attack. We're going to do one more attack, but this time we're not going to have any troops. We're just going to attack him with the Astral, and I'm guessing he's going to take out 100,000 traps by himself with nothing else. Let's see if that's the case, though. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see if he makes up the difference, because we took out 456 with him, and without him we took out 337. So it'd be interesting if he takes out 120,000. We know that's where the difference came from, and not any buffs or anything. And didn't kill any. So that's interesting, guys. Didn't kill anything. What does that mean? So that means it must have been some buffs that he gave the troop that made the difference, but what buff could it have been? Let's check this out. Let's check his skills out again. We've got Living Flame. It increases his armor and your Empire's Fire Elemental troop HP bonus. So where it says your Empire, usually that means every troop, even the ones not with him in the march. Empire's Warrior Attack. Empire's Fire Elemental. Regen. Got Empire Fire. Empire Fire. Empire City Assault. Critical Fire. And interesting, so he must not, I don't know why you would do no damage with no troops with him. I think even with Leviathan you do damage with troops, right? Let's check that out. Let's dive into that, guys. Let's switch out my Astral. So I'm not exactly sure what to make, how to make sense of that yet, but we'll think about it for a while and try to get to the bottom of it. In the meantime, let's just keep going. I'm kind of having fun attacking. I want to see how Leviathan does with cavalry troops. So it'll be fun to compare. Let's do cavalry fire. Oh, actually, it might be kind of deceiving because my traps are set up for warriors. Maybe we'll hold off. Let's just do a Leviathan attack. Nothing else, just Leviathan. And see if he deals damage or not. That'll be kind of interesting. Because I thought he did. I thought he did deal damage without troops. I know he does when defending. I know he deals damage when defending without troops, because he's great for just reinforcing your allies with. And even when your allies' troops are all gone, he'll still be eating entire marches. So he dealt no damage. That's interesting. Wonder what's up with that. Maybe they fixed that. I'm not exactly sure, but I know he deals damage in defense if you have no troops. And in fact, we can confirm this fast because I can just zero all my troops on this account, and then we can attack it and see how it goes. Let's do that. I'm pretty sure he deals damage on defense. He's got to. He's got to. He used to. Traps, that's what we need. Let's dismiss some traps. And I think I'll attack with just normal T7 troops. So now we have absolutely no troops on this account. We have no traps. All we've got is Leviathan. So let's see if... I'm pretty sure he kills troops on defense, but why wouldn't he kill troops on offense? If any of you guys know, I'd be curious to find out. Look at that. Yeah, he killed 170,000 troops just by himself, and this is kind of an unleveled up Leviathan. So why did he kill troops when on defense, but when attacking on offense, no troops were killed? That's kind of strange to me. You must need troops for offense, for some reason, for the Astrals to deal their attack damage that they deal. But kind of cool. Anyways, so that's a good summary for what troop comp to attack with. I mean, basically, if you've got an Efrit, you want to attack with Fire Warriors. Even the level 5 Fire Warriors, they're going to be better than the level 8 normal warriors. So definitely use the elementals to your advantage. The fire are going to be way better than all the others. You know, now they're doing things. We've got gems that buff elemental troops. So if you can get a full set of fire gems, like level 5 or level 6 or even level 4 fire gems on your gear, you're going to be a monster. You're going to deal mass damage. Like, because even the level 5s, I think, are 30-something thousand fire attack. So it's not too difficult to get a level 5 either. Like, it's maybe a couple thousand chests, and you've got a set of level 5. Like, it's that easy. So, yeah, a couple thousand chests in the Moogle market. So, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, in terms of what you can do today for attacking, really, yeah, you got to go with fire to do the mass damage. You could just do wave after wave of normal T7 troops, and you know, eventually you might be able to eat through their defenses. Let's see. Ooh, we got some people hunting us. Other than that, for attacking, so that's the first thing I would say. Attack with your Astral, and just a fire troop or a normal troop. See if your Astral survives. If he survives, that's when I would start going a lot harder. That's when I would send the better fire troops. I would include the hero in the march. I would make sure the Astral's HP is recovered if you lost a lot in that first attack. Make sure he's still got a good amount of HP. Enchantments. In terms of where you're going to get most of your strength from, I would imagine it's going to be from the Fire Elemental gems. It's going to be from the Paragon gems. Hopefully you have some leveled up HP and armor Paragon gems. Your gear will help out. If you have the Warren gear, you'll be really set. Just normal powered up gear, it won't make too much of a difference, but it will help a little bit. It'll help a little bit to have a leveled up Hydreian or a leveled up Infernian. And And of course, if you did I say Warren gear earlier? I meant the Destiny gear. So if you have the Destiny gear, you'll be in a way better position. In terms of enchantments to use, I think the best enchantment these days is for attacking is Aranius or Arianis. Whoop, this is kind of glitchy. Yeah, her accessory enchantment right here, this swirly one, really good. Let's see, this is it, right? Okay, so this one is Ravus's, and this one is Ariana's, the troop attack bonus against Astrals. Now, I'm going to have to get some of these Dragoon Blooms. That's pretty bad. I don't have any. I'm going to have to work on that. I guess I don't attack with her very much. I'm usually building up MP on my other heroes. I'm glad I made this video because now I know I need to work on that. I need to equip or activate Ariana and just keep attacking with her to get the mats. That's what I'm going to be doing today. I need mats for that accessory because that's a good accessory. I think that's probably the best accessory for offense. Let's see, what else do we got? For the other good one too, Prompto's Boots one. It's going to give you armor shredding and march speed. Both of those are pretty useful. The armor shredding's 35%. Not sure what level that is, but my Prompto is somewhat leveled. But 35% is awesome. That's awesome. Body armor, the ones that I like. Now this one's kind of interesting, this Astral attack. That is Luna's limit break skill. And the regeneration, it sounds like a lot, but it really, 28,000, it's not as much as you would imagine. Like, it sounds like a big number, but it doesn't help all that much. And then there's the troop HP per elemental HP. This one's really good if you have really good elemental stats, or earth elemental stats, that is. My earth elemental stats aren't that good. I need to level up my Gladio to get the earth stats up a little bit. But if you have higher earth stats, I would go with that one. If your earth stats aren't that great, you might as well use Luminous. You get that Astral attack, which I guess it won't help if you don't have troops with your march, but if you have a lot of troops with your march, it could make a big difference. 1,300% at whatever, probably limit break, level 3 or so. What else we got? So we talked about the boots, the body armor, the accessories. Helmet is Ignis. We got fire, elemental, troop attack, and anti-armor shredding. This is going to be a really good one for attacking. I'm going to need. The problem is, I really wanted his siege buffing and his trap buffing mastery points, Ignis's. So I didn't get his limit break skill, but it would be a nice one to have. It would be really nice. 28,000 troop attack and the anti-armor shredding, which is going to be pretty big because most people have around 30,000 armor shredding, right, or close to it. If they have the Tonberry monster on defense, if they've got Prompto's skill active, they're going to do 30%. So it would be nice to have that anti-armor shredding 30%. And you get the fire elemental troop attack bonus. So this is going to be a pretty important skill for attacking people with fire troops. Like, that would go really well with the Freed. That would go really well with the Freed. Nice. So yeah, I definitely activate some of those before your attack if you're sending your hero with the march. If you're not sending your hero with the march, those do nothing. What else we got? I don't think there's any really good Crystal Nexus ones right now. I guess some of these down here are pretty decent. Yeah, some of these are pretty good, but you're gonna have to get the cores, which are pretty costly. Like, yeah, they're pretty damn costly. But dang, another 20-something thousand here for the Blazing Core. Oh, 40,000. Nice. I would love to get that. But yeah, you need the mats for that. Oh, one other thing, guys. There are new troop buffs here. There are new buffs. Let me show you guys on what. I guess I haven't opened them yet. Let's open them. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. So we had that Ignis event for the title event for Ignis, the level up Ignis event, and he dropped Chess. like 3 chests once you hit that tier 3, 1 on the tier 2, 2 on the tier 3, and then if you took first, you got a whole stack of these events, of these chests. Wow, I'm getting tired, guys. But let me show you guys how good these chests are, because we have a new type of buff out, and these buffs, I wouldn't say they're game-changing, but they're pretty darn good. These birthday culinary chests, so any chance you get to get a culinary chest, I would take it if you don't have to spend money for it. Even if you have to spend money, some of these are sick. These are really good. And now let me show you guys just how good they are. I'm wondering if you can tell when people have it active or not. If you can't, then this could be pretty sick to use on a trap account. But look at this, troop HP bonus, 200k. That's a lot of HP, like especially for attacking people. That's a lot of HP. We got troop attack, 200k. City defense, 200k. We've got 150k trap attack here, or troop attack here. Troop HP, 150k. We've got city assault, 150k. So if I had this one and that one, that's 300,000% troop attack when attacking cities. Expansion production is kind of cool, 200k. We've got city defense. Oh, attack resistance, 150. I mean, some of these are pretty nice. Bonus production from expansions. Yeah, I'm not mad at any of those. So, yeah, those are pretty awesome buffs. I'm going to have to use those. Next RVR event, I think I'm going to put all these things we've talked about into effect. I'll do some attacks. I'll show you guys the serious things I run through, attacking with the Astral, see what survives, then sending my hero with it, going hard, activating all the buffs I can, and we'll see what kind of damage we can do. Of course, rallying people is going to be way better than solo attacks. If you can get more Astrals in that march, you're going to have a much better chance of keeping your hero alive. And, oh man, marches, during that Bloodbath Realm, we were seeing 50 million marches, rallies going at people, especially at the Crystal. It's pretty deadly. Most people don't have a rally capacity above a couple million, so it isn't too big. Maybe you'll do 3 times, 4 times more damage, maybe a little bit more with the Astrals. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I was worried that the new Iris hero was going to kind of break the game a little bit, but it doesn't seem like much has really changed, which is kind of what we expected. Like we've been here before, where we see something that looks like it's going to break the game, and the game just kind of goes along like nothing happened. But I guess the one thing that did happen is you got to be careful, or if you're attacking people with that Iris skill, I'm probably not going to do much damage. That's just how it is. But cool, guys. So that's it for now. In terms of, oh, I guess I could mention this. What hero to use for attacks? A lot of people ask, and I'm convinced it doesn't matter what hero you use. I usually use Cindy because with Cindy you can send more traps, and that just is a little buffer between your troops, and like those traps are going to die before your troops die, so it protects your troops somewhat. So I usually attack with Cindy, get a little bit more survivability with her. But in terms of who deals the most damage, they're all about the same. You're going to deal about the same amount of damage regardless of what hero you use. Most of your buffs come from your Empire, from your your Astrals, from your gear. It's going to come from everything else but the hero pretty much. Now the one exception is if you have Iris and you have her skilled up, that's where it might be better to attack with different heroes, because she's going to buff certain heroes more, right? So if you have Iris, like for instance, if you have Iris and this, I'm better off attacking with Noctis, because I'm going to get 300,000 health for these troops. So if you have Iris, then maybe it makes a difference on what hero you attack with. Like you could actually attack with Siege if you have Iris. You could do that. Yeah. Right now, I'm thinking fire troops are going to be better than Siege, but I mean, if you have this way skilled up, it'd be kind of interesting to attack with Siege. We'll do more tests in the future, and it'd be fun. I need to get her skilled up, but the problem is you have to spend money to get the medals to level her past 210. But if you have her, I mean, she's definitely going to help out a lot. She's going to help out a lot for what hero you want to use for attacks. But if you don't have her, it doesn't really matter what hero you attack with. It's going to be about the same. Going to be about the same. You could use Prompto. Prompto, you know, I think it would be between. They're all so close. Like most of your buffs, they come from everything else but your hero, so it doesn't really matter all that much unless you have Iris. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. In terms of what monsters to use, what monsters, I would go. Of course, if you have any level 5s, those 5 stars are going to be better. But if you don't have level 5s, or even if you do have level 5s, I think the best monster right now is the Carla boss still. The level 5, even the level 4 Carla boss powered up are pretty good. Get all that armor, all that attack, and it's going to buff all your troops, right? Let's see if we can find it. I don't even think I can see it until I have it, right? Yeah, I guess I can't even see it. But at least we can see what monsters are available. The King Tonberry, it's going to be pretty good when attacking really strong people because it's going to shred the HP, the armor, and the attack. Now the problem is most people's attack, HP, and armor aren't that high yet. Like at least most people you're going to be attacking probably aren't going to have that high of stats. Reaper Tail's pretty awesome. We've got the Gargantuan and the Deadly. Both 5-star. Yeah, that's going to buff warriors. That's going to buff armor. Those are probably, they might be the best if you have one. I don't think most people are going to have a 5-star of those yet. But if you do, they're going to be pretty darn good. Tonberry's good. All the 5-stars are good. If you don't have even the Kuja, oh man, all the 5-stars are so good. I wish I had one. In terms of 4-stars, the Midgar Swarm, you get the City Assault and the armor shredding on those. The Carlo Boss level 4. If you're attacking with cavalry troops, so let's say you have Leviathan, you don't have a Freet yet, and you still attack with cavalry troops. In that case, the Quetzalcoatl's are really good. And Midgar Swarm, of course, good. The Cactuars, these are going to be pretty good for shredding the armor, but you know, a lot of people, yeah, not as good as the level 5s. They're just not as good as the level 5s, unfortunately. Cool. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. Am I missing something on the attacks, guys? If I am, hook me up with it, but I think we covered most of the important stuff. Test attack, you know, of course, as many buffs as you can get. Here doesn't seem to matter. Troop comp, it's going to be either, at this stage in the game, it's going to be either cavalry troops or it's going to be warriors. Preferably fire. Preferably fire. And in that order. Warriors if you have a Freet. Cavalry if you don't have a Freet and you have a Leviathan. If you're attacking with Shiva, I guess you could go mages, but I don't think most people have a Leviathan if they have a Shiva at this point. I would think that. Sending traps could be the difference between if you want to use Cindy or a different hero. If you have level 7, if you have level 8 traps, then you're probably best off with Cindy, but you know, I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Chances are, if you're attacking strong people, all your troops are going to die anyway. It's just going to be how much Astral HP survives and how much damage you do with those troops before they die. So, you know, that's why you want to go fire troops, because they deal so much damage. Anyways, I'm going to shut it down there, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. And yeah, let's have some fun, guys. Let's kick some butt. All right, take it easy.